Thank you all for joining us here today and standing strong with the strong and unwavering leadership on behalf of the brave men and women who serve in uniform every day. From the beginning of this effort, it has never been a Democratic idea or a Republican idea. It's just common sense, and it's the right thing to do by the men and women who serve in our services. This is something that people of good faith from both parties could unite and deliver an independent military justice system worthy of the men and women in uniform. Men and women who for more than 2 decades have been promised zero tolerance on sexual assault, but all they've been given is zero accountability. It's taken us a long time to get to this point. And every day we wait is another day the deck remains stacked against victims of sexual assault in our military. Another day when statistically it is estimated that over 70 incidents of unwanted sexual contact occur, and nearly 9 out of 10 go unreported. One of the prime reasons these crimes go unreported is because trust in our system has been irrevocably broken due to the inherent bias and conflicts of interest posed by a closed system where the boss holds all the cards. These men and women in our military deserve to have an unbiased, trained military prosecutor reviewing their cases and making decisions based solely on the merits of the evidence. You don't have to just listen to brave survivors today. The military brass admits it. As Commandant of the Marine Corps, James Amos admits, why wouldn't female victims come forward? Because they don't trust us. They don't trust the chain of command. They don't trust the leadership. And then he went on to lament a climate in which leaders have become soft on holding wrongdoers accountable. Even the chairman of our Joint Chiefs of Staff, Dempsey, has admitted to the bias in our system. So when some say we should wait another year, we say our brave men and women deserve better. They deserve a fair shot of justice today, not a year from now, not another year of a broken system under any metric. They deserve a vote that a majority of the Senate already supports, and they deserve that vote now. Some say the annual defense authorization bill we passed at the end of last year with new reforms is enough. I've supported all of those reforms. They are a step forward, but it is not enough to solve this problem within our military, where the military leadership has failed our men and women to solve this for more than 20 years. We say, why should our brave men and women in uniform have less access to justice than any other person sitting in this room, whose freedoms they fight every day to protect? Let's get to the root of what is damaging our system rather than working around the edges. Some say this reform will negatively impact our military's good order and discipline. Not only that has been disproven through our own history, because this is the same argument that was used to delay desegregation of the military, to delay women's service in the military, to delay LGBT service members to serve openly within the military. Our allies, who we fight side by side with, have already made this change and have testified to the contrary, that making this change did not somehow make them unable to lead their troops and do the work they need to do while serving. In fact, they found no negative impacts on their commanders by creating an independent military justice system that protects the right of the victim and the accused. Some say this will harm commanders' authority, when in fact, less than 3% of all commanders even have this authority to convene a general court-martial for a sexual assault crime in the first place. The fact is, a vote for this bill is a vote to strengthen our military. I want to read you a piece of recent testimony from Brigadier General retired Pat Foote, the first female Inspector General in the U.S. Army. She said, quote, "As a commanding officer and commander, I appreciate those particular prerogatives entrusted to us in the military justice system. I too believe they were essential to the maintenance of good order and discipline in my commands. Today, I believe some of those same prerogatives contribute to a culture that is not, in fact or perception, promoting a climate free from unwanted sexual conduct and safeguarding the rights of both the accused and the victims. with commanders retaining the decision of the victims, with commanders retaining the decision on which cases go to trial, I believe overcoming the fact or appearance of conflict of interest is too high a mountain to climb. From my own experience, I think I would have accepted, even welcomed, a senior JAG officer with prosecuting experience weighing the evidence and making a fact-based decision about whether to move forward with a court-martial. That would be in the best interest of both the alleged victim and the accused. I cannot see how a commander's authority would be undermined and that he, she would somehow not be able to set a proper command climate to support the unit's mission in if cases proceed to trial based on the strengths and weaknesses of the evidence. When I was a commander in my first command assignment, I did not have general court-martial convening authority. The regional commander, a one-star admiral, held that authority. My having to refer the most serious cases to him did not in any way lessen my charge and ability to lead my sailors and officers effectively, and certainly did not absolve me of any accountability for good order and discipline and mission accomplishment. I believe Senator Gillibrand's legislation strikes exactly the right balance between military command needs and supporting victims and accused. It is more important than ever to implement the substantive changes enacted by NDAA, but also take this additional measure to enhance trust and confidence in our military system. Finally, some say we can't get 60 votes if needed to break a filibuster. We disagree, because nowhere in America would we allow a boss to decide if an employee was sexually assaulted except in the U.S. military. We owe them better. We owe them a justice system worthy of their sacrifice. The men and women who have survived sexual assault in the military have spent the last year walking halls of this Congress in search of justice. This is not easy for them and comes at great personal sacrifice. Imagine reliving the worst moment of your life over and over again to total strangers in the hopes that your story could save another member of the military from being so brutally raped or assaulted. And yet, this is exactly what they've done, so courageously, with the same sense of honor and duty that brought them from the first instance to enlist and serve.